Hello YouTube, RJ. Hey, on the bench today I got something interesting. It's the Forever Flashlight 2. I've had this thing for probably 25 years maybe. This flashlight I keep in the airplane, and right now I'm finishing up the conditional inspection on the plane. And I might get a little video at the end of this video. There may be a little video of the airplane out the hangar with us finishing it up. I sent the prop off, had the prop overhauled, so I'm dealing with that at the moment. But anyway, how this came to be is this is behind the seat in the airplane so that I could reach it anytime and get it. And the reason I had this was it was a neat little thing, kind of popular back then. You don't see them anymore. But this was for an emergency flashlight. I think it was developed for like Africa where they don't have good power sources. And it has no batteries. You shake it to charge it. And I had it in the plane because, if you ever have electrical at night or in IFR conditions, instrument conditions, when you're in the clouds and you can't see, you have an electrical issue and you lose your lights or whatever, you need a flashlight. And the problem is you put a flashlight in a plane, it may go years without being used. And you got to remember to change batteries and such. And that time you need it, you're going to reach over there like always, and the batteries are going to be dead. So I had this in the plane as a backup where I knew that I could pull this out. And as I remember, you shake it about 10 seconds and it gives you about a minute of light. It's not real bright, but it's not intended to be. You just want to be able to see. So very handy, nice thing to have. Well, while I'm doing the inspection this time, I pulled it out and I realized it's not working. The generator is working, or call it whatever you want to. I'll call it a generator. It's working. I can turn it on, and if I shake it and point it at the camera, let me make sure you can see this. You'll probably see it coming on when I'm shaking. But it doesn't stay on. So there's not much to the design of this thing. It's basically just a magnet slides in a tube through a coil of wire to generate power. And then it comes through, rectifies, gives you DC, and then charges a supercapacitor. And that's why it stays running after you stop shaking for a while. So anyway, let's open it up here. And I had a thought. I thought, well, I'd like to fix this. So I opened it up and I got in here and looked real close at the capacitor. And you probably can't make it out, but it's just a little pancake capacitor in there, supercapacitor. It is 0.22 farad, not microfarad, 0.22 farad at 5.5 volts. And I noticed that there's there's multiple circles in open area, like there could be a bigger one in there if you wanted it. And that made me thinking, I'd like to fix this and change the capacitor out, but man, it'd be nicer to have where you could maybe shake it for 30 seconds and it run for a couple minutes. And it kind of looks like they designed that. We'll get the board out. I think you'll be able to see this plastic. It's hard for me, but I'm able to play around with it and get it where I can see it. I don't think you guys can really make out that this capacitor has additional circles around it. It looks like it had the ability to handle multiple size capacitors. So anyway, with that in mind, I went online, ended up on Amazon, and I found this. I found some of these capacitors in different sizes. And I got a pack of 3. And they had them all the way up to 1.5 farad at 5.5 volts. And I thought, that's a lot bigger capacitor. And then I got to thinking, could I fit that in there? And maybe not, but I think I might pull it off. So I ordered them. A few bucks. Fun if nothing else. And so the task for us today is we're going to get this thing apart. And we're going to try to change out the supercapacitor and get it working. And we're going to see how long it'll run. Can I shake it and get it to run for quite a long time? And so that's what we're doing today. So looks like all it takes is probably these 2 screws. And I don't think you can get that LED out. So I think I'm going to have to desolder him. Let's get the screws out. Give me a tray for these screws. My little magnetic trays. We'll see if I can get this board out, change out this capacitor, and see what happens. So I'm going to get this screw, and I'm going to go ahead and reach over and turn on my solder sucker so she'll start warming up, because it takes a while to warm up. Get her going. I'll go ahead and get my little solder gun warming up too while I'm at it. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, it definitely looks like I've got to get this LED desoldered Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they just run it through. I don't know what this part is. I'm not sure. There's a reed switch. That's going to be, there's a magnet in this button here that triggers that reed that turns it on and off. I'm not quite sure what this 316 part is. We've got rectifying diodes. Maybe that's a inductor of some kind that limits the current. Anyway, it doesn't look like I can get the LED out to get this board out. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to desolder it. See if I can get it desoldered off there. We'll give the solder sucker a minute to warm up, and I will try to pull it with a solder pump, get the solder off of those, and see if I can get this board out. And if I can, I'd prefer not to pull these fine wires off. They're glued. So I'd prefer not to do that. And if I can get that disconnected, I think I can get this board flipped up enough to change the capacitor without having to do that. So let's let this warm up. I'll come back when it's warmed up and we'll see what we can do. Okay, she's warmed up. Let's see if we can get it desoldered here. Okay, made short work of that. Now, can I get this board out here? There we go. Flip over here. Am I going to be able to get that in there? I don't know. Maybe. The negative side of the capacitor goes to the diodes. I got to remember that. And we're going to have to get this one off and look at the lead spacing and what I might have to rig to make that work. But might be a little closer together, but that's all right. We'll work it out. We'll do what we got to do to make it work if we can. See if we can get this desoldered. Okay. Are they loose? Yes. This one is. Okay. So should push out. And she's out. A little bit bigger capacitor. Not sure if I can, how well I'm gonna do it getting this fit in here, but we're gonna give her a try. And it's got a little bent up in shipping, but I've actually got two more of them. It was a 3-pack. That's how I found them. What can we do about getting this in here? It's a little off spacing. So let's see. Let's get some needle nose over here. I'm wondering if I can do like the bend out, the bend in. Still have enough to stick through the board maybe. Look at that, I almost nailed it. This diode a little out of my way maybe. I think we can do it. A little bit of solder. Now the question becomes, will that all fit back together? Think I can make it work? LED is going to be a challenge probably. I don't know if you'll pull this off or not. A little problem in there. It's a little too big. Need to move that way some. Maybe I can get the capacitor to fudge over that way a little bit. Maybe. Let's see if I can get the board back out. What happens when you try to stuff bigger parts in something? One way or another, it's going to end up being a problem. This capacitor, I don't know if I can move it. Only other option is drill out this screw mount some and rely on this one up here to hold it. That's what I'm going to end up having to do to make it right. It's going to lose a screw hole, but I think I'm going to have to do that. So give me a minute. I'm going to get the drill and such and everything I need. I'm just going to take a drill bit and drill that plastic. Well, that's going to probably be about as good as I can get it. If this don't do it, we're going to be where we're at. No bets. Not putting any money on it. Let's see what we can do. Let's see how far it'll go down in there now. And then we're going to find out if this Frankenstein works or not. So now, I got to get these LEDs soldered back down. Like, use pliers to get them down. Alrighty. And with that, we'll put it back together and see if it'll go back together and whether it'll work. What you think? So I'll charge it really good now. And in fact, I'll go overboard and we'll see how long it runs. Let me grab my phone where I can put the timer on. All right, I've shook the mud out of it, so I guess I'm curious, and it is much brighter. We've topped the cap up some, so what I'm gonna do is get it where you can see it, and I'll be looking over here at the camera, so I'm seeing what you're seeing. Make sure you're seeing it, and I can see when it goes off and stop, and we'll see how long this thing will run. Be curious. As I remember originally when this thing was new, I think I could shake it for maybe 15 seconds, and it would run like a minute. I mean, you had to shake it. You weren't real long before you had to shake it again. So go ahead and get ready. Start the clock. And there it is, and the timer is running. And it's pretty bright actually. I'm surprised. Look how bright that thing is. Definitely bright enough for get you around at night. Look at your gauges in the airplane or whatever you need. see it better there. Let me put it right up here and we'll watch here. Move the phone a little so I can get, you can see the light. And all right, it's 20 minutes. It's getting really dim. It's still going though. I don't know how much longer to go. It might go 20 more minutes. And be honest with you, you probably don't want to sit here that long. I don't want to sit here and hold this flashlight for another 20 minutes. It's a long way from going totally out, but it's dim enough now. It's pretty not usable. I would say we got 8.5 minutes of good light, really good flashlight. Probably another minute and a half, 2 minutes of, okay. Now we're talking about being in the dark, needing a flashlight desperately. And I would say you probably get another 5 minutes out of it that you could use if you were desperate and it was really dark. It'd make the difference. So I'm pretty impressed. Hope you guys are. I just wanted to try this. So turns out that if you replace a supercapacitor this size in your flashlight with a capacitor that size, it makes a big difference. And especially if this one is dead as it is. Anyway, I'm happy. It's going to be a good flashlight for me. Hope it entertains you a little bit, maybe even learn something. But now I'm going to jump over and take you out to the hangar. Well, hey, we're out of the hangar. Sorry about the wind noise. It's awful windy today. But I had to drop that flashlight off in the plane, pick up some paperwork and stuff. So I thought I'd give you a little quick look at the plane and what's going on out here. And so give me a minute to get out of the wind, turn around, and we'll take a look. Okay, once again, forgive me for the noise. The hangar doors are banging in the wind and stuff. But this is my Express aircraft that I finished building in 2003. So she's not a new bird by any means, but she's still mine. And the wheel pants are off and the top cowl's still off because we're finishing up a conditional inspection. Everything's in good shape. We did go ahead and put some new tires on, and I rebuilt the, look down here. I rebuilt the calipers, brake calipers, and did some things mainly around like rubber items that get old just from age. Still in really nice shape. One thing I did have, and I'll put a picture of it, is I had some right here. The prop was starting a little bit of grease slinging out every time I flew. And that happens. What happens is these constant speed props, the grease in them over the years will kind of, at least used to, liquefy a little bit and get into like an oily. And the seals would get a little tired around here and they would start slinging. So it's time for it to go in. So I sent her in, just got her back. We just got her back on the plane. That's why she looks brand new. So real happy with the job you guys did at the prop shop. Chrome spinner on her when, it doesn't look like that when it's done, when it's together. It's got a big chrome spinner on it, but anyway, it's like I said, it's not a new bird, it's an old bird. Paint's still really good. We went high-end paint. It's my plane. I love it. I unfortunately am at a point where I'm thinking about selling it. Probably going to be putting it up for sale. Let's take a peek inside here. Probably going to be putting it up for sale. Anyway, it's been a nice plane. Still's a nice plane. We enjoy flying it, and 4 seats, tons of leg room in the back. One of the greatest things on an Express is it's one of the roomiest planes. The back seat's crazy leg space. Everybody that rides in the back of the Express is like, they just can't believe how much room they've got back there. It's like a private jet or whatever. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the little airplane tour, and we'll see you hopefully in the next video.